Greetings, fellow YouTubers. This is Hunt INX, and today we're doing a video review on High Grade Gundam Mobile Breaker Batlog Command Quanta. I do want a preference. I'm not the greatest builder of Gunpla. I've built a lot, so I've learned a lot of skills, but I don't, put in like the full hog effort. I just build it, and then I add in some extra paint details. That's it. So excuse obvious nub marks and stuff like that. But to be fair, this is an older kit and it's using dark colored plastic. And if you know anything about Gunpla, sanding dark colored plastic is basically a death sentence because you cannot, it's going to scar it, scratch it up real bad. So forgive me, but I do want to talk about this because this is probably a really cool kit and it might make my list of action figures of the year. But anyway, taking a good look at his head. Really nice detail. I did use the stickers, but they look good in there, though it is a little tricky to see it. This is a hybrid of the Command Gundam from SD and the Quanta, so it's got a nice little mix mash to it. Got a rocket pod right here, which is articulated. It is adjustable, so that is nice. That is very good. Same thing for this with the GN condenser on there, which again I did paint that. The inside just was silver. The GN sword, again just detail all the way across. Beam rifle with another little sword at the end. Got another thing. I have no idea what this is called. I did not look at the manual. Then you got both legs, sides of the arms. Again, painted the GN condensers. I did do that. And then there's the back of the kit. So there's a full 360 look. So obviously the more important part now is we gotta talk about his accessories because he's got a lot of them. He's armed to the teeth with them. So starting off, taking off the beam rifle. Again, it's what I just showed. Standard beam rifle, just two pieces stuck together. But you do have the Quanta's GN drive built into it as like a scope. And you can plug that in to its back so it can go Trans Am when it's plugged in and stuff. Setting that off to the side. We're going to take a look at the next gun. Pretty nice looking. It has GN swords on the side, which as you can see by the much cleaner nub marks, that these are new pieces for the kit. And those go in exactly as you would imagine, just slide right into the hands in either normal position or you can have it upside down as knives. So yeah, fairly basic. So taking again those off and out the way so we can get to the main body. You do lastly have a GN sword. It is also worth mentioning that all of the sword pieces are made of a softer plastic. So be very careful to not warp that too much. I've been trying to keep it pretty straight on my copy, but yeah, slide that in, and yeah, and pose it up the sword. Again, older kit, so there's some obvious nub marks that are really bad, so heavy cleanup if you want. For me, I don't know, I might just paint over them eventually if I ever get around to painting this, and sometimes I don't ever do that, so. But anyway, with all of the stuff off, we now just have a clean robot, so we can now go through his articulation. So, at the head, it is a basic Gunpla style dumbbell joint right there. I have done this mod before, and I want to mention it quick in this video if I can pop off the neck. There we go. If you cut around that little edge piece, you can get just a little bit more range. Like if you cut that off completely, you get just a slightly bit more range. But for the most part, you get plenty. And the only thing is the head, with how chunky and armored up the head is, it doesn't get a whole lot of tilt. But obviously you can make it look left and right, and then up not a whole lot. Down pretty good. But yeah. So the shoulders, right? The shoulder weapons do spin around as I showed with that. And so does this one. The actual shoulders, they spin 360 degrees because they're on a ball joint. So they also have some rock. Butterfly joint out. Bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, but being a double O kit, it's got a lot of really good range. You do also have some wrist hinging right there, which is again another thing with double O high grades. You also get a ball joint at the wrist, which is a little stiff. It only kind of just, popped his arm off. It only really swivels. You can pull it out a little bit to have it rock, but for the most part, it is just kind of in there. Plug that back onto the arm. I don't know how I managed to make that fall out. So then the torso works again exactly like a double O high grade. You get basically nothing, but if you pull on it just a little bit, that's a little too much. If you pull on it just a little bit to expose the ball joints, you can get a whole lot of side to side, as well as forward and back. But if you have the ball joints all connected, you basically just get the equivalent of a swivel. So it's one of those kind of things. The skirt here is on a ball joint. Not the biggest fan of when they do this, so I might end up gluing that down. You do get thigh skirts, also are on ball joints, so they move out of the way. I keep popping the arms off? Stick that back in there. It is a high grade, and so I gotta be a little more gentle with it. Remember, for those who aren't aware, this is a model kit, not an action figure. Anyway, get the leg all the way out, that all the way back, and then pretty good splits. Again, that's for both legs, unless you pop off the skirt like that, because that will happen. Double jointed knee, but you don't get a whole lot of range because of how armored up this part is right here. Without that, you could go completely flat against the leg, but yeah. And then obviously at the ankle, because it's double O kit, you get a really good ankle movement, right? Get a hinge as well, so it can go forward, back, and then there's a ball joint at that hinge as well. So it's got a lot of foot articulation, so you can keep it nice and sturdy on the ground for whatever poses you desire for the thing to have. So yeah, I guess let's armor them back up and do some size comparisons. I also completely forgot you get an alternate widespread hand, as well as like a whole bunch of extra pieces, which editing me will put right here. So yeah, very much a Gundam build feeling kit, and I love that. And now for size comparison, here is the Command Quanta next to Gundam Aerial, and another Mobile Breaker kit, the Ground Gundam. So it's taller than a UC kit, and is about the same size as a alternate universe kit. So this is, I think pretty standard for a double O kit. I don't have one available to me. If you saw my Gundam collection, my double O Gundam is like hung up on the ceiling, so I don't have access to it. So it's out of the way. So there you guys have it. That was my video review on the high grade Gundam Breaker Battlelog Command Quanta. Bit of an older kit by now, at least, but I wanted to talk about it because this is just probably some of the craziest, not the craziest, but the most like intense high grade I've had to build. Not so much in like its like amount of pieces, but like the overall finished product. Like this thing, it's got a presence to it. It's huge, it's bulky, it's green, which is something we don't see usually for Gundams, so it stands out quite a bit. And yeah, it's overall just a really good kit. Double O kits are really posable and are really solid. And obviously, if you put a little more elbow grease into it than what I do, it'll probably come out a fantastic kit. And I highly, highly recommend it if you can get it, especially since we are now in the holiday season, so you might be able to get it for really cheap. I know that's what I did. Found it at Hobby Lobby for like 15 bucks. Could not have been more happy. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, and as well check out my other videos and social medias in the description down below. And until next time, you guys, peace.